Hello, parents and student athletes. Mrs. Rucco here. Sure wish we could have an in-person Meet the Coaches night for you, but instead, because of COVID, we've had to compile a PowerPoint. At the end of that PowerPoint, there's videos from each of your coaches. We remain hopeful that we're going to be able to start in January. I'll let you know as soon as I know. I invite you to apply to a group called Athletes as Role Models, ARM. It will begin when we come back from break. It's an opportunity for you to practice all your skills that you've learned in athletics and through sports and give back to your community and school. If you haven't been working out with Preston and Curtis, come on in and get going. They're doing a great job in there working out, open gym. Please feel free to reach out to me or your coach with any concerns or questions you have. Stay hopeful, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the new year.
All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the Meet the Coaches night. This is Spencer Vanette and Candor varsity football. I'm going to introduce this year's staff to you. First is Craig Bennett. Craig, if you want to raise your hand there. Craig's he's our defensive coordinator. He works in the Candor school district. He's a dean of students over there. He's been with us since the beginning of the Spencer Candor merger. Does a great job for us on the defensive side of the ball. As second coach I want to introduce is Gino Martone. Gino has been with us as well the whole time from the inception of the Spencer Candor merger. Gino works on both sides of the ball. He works for our defensive backs, works with our quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, kind of big help for us on both sides all around the field. New addition here, Mike Clem. Mike joins us from the Spencer Candor Youth Program. Mike's been working with the youth for numerous years now. Brings a great deal of experience to us. We're excited to have him on staff. Working on the offensive and defensive side of the ball with better focus on our alignment. I'm Mike Chafee. I'm our head coach. It's my third year as a head coach. We're excited to hopefully have a season this year. Our official start date is March 1st. There's a lot of things up in the air right now of what could happen between now and then. A lot of things that have to get worked out, but our official start date is March 1st. We're going to touch on a couple other things. One thing that we can control right now, that we can focus on, is getting into the weight room. Both weight rooms at Spencer High School and Candor High School are open, so our kids can get in there and start working out and preparing for the season that hopefully we start on March 1st. Coach Bennett is going to go over the Candor weight room schedule and let you guys know what's going on there.
For the Candor students, you guys should have received an email a few weeks back with a sign-up link for the weight room. Weight room hours are 3:30 to 4:30. Then 5 to 6, and then 6:30 to 7:30 at night. So there's 3 different time slots each night. So like I said, go to your email and sign up for the slot that you want, and go down there, and Jesse will be waiting for you down at the center.
And the Spencer weight room is pretty similar. We have our strength coach, Curtis, is down there. There's a sign-up sheet outside the door. There's also one outside the main office of different time slots and get a workout. Students can sign up for that throughout the day or anytime throughout the day. Virtual students, you can also email me or email Curtis, and you can come in and sign up for a spot where if you wanted to come in and work out too after school. Next thing we're going to touch on is Family ID. So right now, Family ID is open for both schools. Anyone that wants to sign up, I encourage you to sign up now. I know a season is months away, but if we sign up now, we can anticipate the numbers that we're going to have. We know what kids are going to be playing, and also and get kids together in the weight room. So I encourage you to sign up now, get everything taken care of. That's one thing that we can get done right now is taking care of our signups. So that's on Family ID. If you have any questions on that, you can reach out to any one of us. All our contact information is on the school athletic website. Coach Bennett was going to touch base on some things, practice attire during the season, because it's going to look a little different than playing in the fall. So he's going to go over some of that stuff.
Yeah, just be prepared. It's going to be March. It's going to be, middle of winter. We're going to have some cold days. We're going to be outside. So make sure, we're dressing appropriately. Bring some long sleeve clothes. Also bring in a change of clothes for after practice. Most likely if there's snow on the ground, you're going to get wet. So, bring some dry clothes with you. And like I said, just make sure you're prepared for the elements, because it's going to be quite a change from the fall. So be prepared for it.
All right, that's pretty much all we're going to touch on here today. There's a lot of things that are up in the air. A lot of things that are going to change. It's actually be flexible, be patient, and focus on the things that we can't control. And that's right now that we can't control, getting in the weight room and getting prepared for the season. That's really all that we can do right now. Everything else will fall into place. So let's get in the weight room, stay positive, and stay healthy. All right. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kyle Pierce, and I'm actually the head coach for the SVEC JV football team. Today, I'm actually going to bring you through a quick little PowerPoint, kind of as a meet the coach night, and we'll go through and see some of our expectations for the season. So again, we're just going to quickly go through a PowerPoint presentation here. I'll go through it. Again, this year there's only going to be 2 coaches on the football staff for the JV level. As of right now, it's just going to be myself and Aaron Vanderpool. Both of us were coaches last year, and then we'll have one more coach coming and helping kind of on a floating schedule as we get going through the year. So player conduct, this is a really big thing that we are looking for in terms of the athletes that come out to play with us. So all players will sign a contract prior to the season starting. And that is one thing that is kind of a little bit of a change from last year. Last year we did more of a verbal contract. This year we'll actually have it in writing, and some of the things you'll see that are going to be inside of that contract will be coming in later on in this slideshow. So just like in years past, players must be eligible to play based on their academic performance, meaning their grades do matter. Whether we're doing the full distance, we're doing the hybrid model, or if we ever go back to the full in-school 5 days a week, no matter what we're doing, the grades and how the players are doing is important in order for them to be able to play during our sports season. They also will be held accountable for their choices during school, at practices, and during games. So all 3 of those, all 3 phases of life, they will be held accountable for choices they are making. The last bullet point here actually says the player misconduct will result in a loss of playing time or a dismissal from the team. So if something is going on where it's either like a behavior, they're not listening, they're causing fights, causing problems, if they're not doing their schoolwork, all those could be reasons that could actually lead to dismissal or from the team or a loss in playing time. So for practices occur after school. So last year, practice was from 3:30 to 5:30 at the SVE high school. At this time, I don't have too many specifics based on what the season will actually look like. So I'm just going to do kind of a general, just an introduction here. So players are expected to be at each practice every day that it is scheduled. They must be in school, meaning they are doing their schoolwork, they are at school, they are not absent for the day in order to be able to come to practice just like in years past. The next bullet is a really big one here. So as a JV staff, we are understanding that we're in a very shortened season here. So right now, football is looking to be between March and April, so it's going to be a really quick season. So players must be accountable and doing what they need to be doing. So in the white down there, this is big. So a no-call, no-show. That means if a player does not show up to practice without any notification, meaning they're not sending a reminder, they're not calling, they're just showing up and we don't have any idea where they are, the first time it happens, it'll be a verbal warning. They'll be called in to the office and we'll talk to them as a coaching staff. The second time, they'll miss the first quarter of the next sporting event or next contest. The third time it happens, they'll miss a whole half. If it happens for a fourth time, they'll actually miss the entire next game that they play. And again, with a shortened season, we're only looking at a 2-month window here. So if you miss 5, you'll be most likely dismissed from the team. Again, those are only if there are no notifications. We understand life happens and sometimes things are out of our control. But those are on the basis that they are not letting us know. It's just like they are skipping or kind of blowing off practice. So those come into play. For games, so players must ride the bus to all of the games. So if the players miss the bus, they'll not be able to play in the game. So say the bus, for example, was leaving for a Saturday game at 10 o'clock in the morning. So if they miss the bus and a parent drives them to the game, they still cannot play in the game because they did not use the school transportation to get there. But to leave the game, they can be signed out by a parent or a guardian. But any note must actually be signed by the office before. So if it's a Saturday game, then the note will have to come in on a Friday saying so-and-so will be able to go home with another family. The school will approve that. That is something that coaches cannot approve. That has to be done directly through the school. So this can't happen. Like, you can't have a phone call and say, oh, they're going with me, can we just call? All that stuff needs to happen prior to actually leaving for the game. And contact. So my easiest way of contacting is using Remind. I also did provide my school email there at the top, kpierce@svecsd.org. And the football group chat, so this is just specifically for JV football. If you text this code here on the screen to 81010, that will actually set you right up into the Mind, or you can search for JV football on Remind to join our group. And that is absolutely the easiest way for us to kind of send out a message if anything is changing, which in the course of this year, changes happen often. So that's the easiest way to get updates out to everybody and for them to get information as soon as possible. So with that said, that kind of wraps up our brief little introduction here. So I appreciate you taking the time to go through and seeing a little bit about what JV football is like, and I look forward to having our season here start up shortly. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our virtual Meet the Modified Coaches Football Night. I'm Cliff Pierce, and our other modified coach is not with me tonight, but his name is Dan Craven.
Hello, my name's Coach Bastian. I'm the girls varsity soccer coach for SVEC.
I'm Coach Sutterby, and I'm the modified girls coach for SVEC.
Thank you for joining us for our Meet the Coaches virtually this year. Obviously, we were disappointed that we weren't able to play this fall, but we're also very excited that the section and the IEC has voted to allow us to play this spring. The varsity season is tentatively scheduled for March 1st through May 8th. The modified season has not been determined yet, but it's going to be some point during that time frame. Both teams will follow all health and safety rules set forth by the state and by the school districts. Practice locations, times, and game schedules will be shared by coaches as soon as they're made available. We don't have any of that information as of now. Students in grades 10 through 12 will play on the varsity team. Students in grades 7 through 8 will play on the modified team. Any student athlete in 9th grade will be placed on the team that is best fit for that particular student athlete and for the program. When able, please sign up on Family ID if you're interested in playing soccer. This really helps Coach Sotheby and I organize our teams, determine where our numbers are, really helps with transportation as we can try to figure out bus needs and things like that. So obviously we're hoping we're going to play, but please, when able, sign up on Family ID. It's going to help the whole process run smoother. To be eligible to play modified or varsity, you're going to need an up-to-date sports physical, and you need to be in good academic standing. Again, as more information is shared with us, we will obviously share it with everybody. You can reach me through email at kbastion@candorcs.org, or the student athlete can find me in school. Coach Sotheby?
All right, so just a few things about the modified season this year. We're going to focus mainly on learning, definitely skill building, skill enhancement, teamwork, sportsmanship, positive attitude, and leadership are going to be focuses for this year. There's going to be a zero tolerance for bullying, poor sportsmanship, negative attitudes, just like previous years. I don't foresee any problems with that because we've had such a good time in the past. But if that does happen, we'll be having to sit out of games, and I'll probably have to call school counselors just to make sure that it's all taken care of. They should be dressed and ready to go before practice starts. And then other than that, if there's any updates about the upcoming season, I will send an email through the emails that you posted on the Family ID. So please check Family ID, make sure that you have an email on there. And also check and make sure that physicals are there as well, because we want to make sure that the students are ready to go for the season. So that's all I had.
Perfect. All right. We hope our season can get rolling here on March 1st or sometime around there. But in the meantime, hopefully everyone stays, has a good holiday, first of all, and stays healthy. And we will be in contact soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So, hello, I'm Jason Banks. I'm the Candor representative of the varsity coaches. I coach with Mr. Holmes, have been for the 5 years that SVEC's been going on. I just want to introduce myself and let you guys know that our season plans on going in March and April. And we don't really have a lot of details at this point, but if you sign up on Family ID, we'll make sure we push that out to the players and parents as soon as we know. It's really kind of all we know at this point.
So I'm Coach Holmes. The only thing I want to add is that, it's a little different with us starting later. So in the summertime, you get going to school and you get your stuff ready, you get your gear ready, but make sure you take the opportunity before March to check your gear. Make sure you have your shin guards, make sure you have some socks, and check that your cleats actually work and are together. If you need to get some cleats, make sure they fit to your feet without room to grow. You shouldn't have room to grow in them. Just have them right at the end of your toes without all that gap that we see that, we have fun talking about when the season begins.
All right. If you guys have any questions, most people have our emails, or you can find them on the school website. Just shoot us an email or give us a call, and we'll try to answer the questions the best we can. Until then, we hope to see you all in March.
See you in March.
The SVE Sea Eagles field hockey program welcomes athletes and families. My name is Abby Gentile, and I am the varsity coach at Spencer Van Etten, from Spencer Van Etten. I played here for my entire school career, and I also played at the University at Albany. Over the past 15 years, I have coached all 3 levels, and I am happy that we have now combined to make an SVEC Eagles program with athletes from Candor as well.
My name is Jackie Hinkle, and I'm the varsity assistant coach. I played at Marathon High School for 4 years. Went on to play collegiate field hockey at SUNY Oneonta for another 4 years. And I've been helping out with the youth program for about the past 5 years.
Hi, my name is Stacy Quinn. I'm the JV coach. I've played all throughout middle school and high school at Spencer Venetton. I also played at Fredonia State. I've coached modified youth and JV field hockey, and also a winter league that we've been doing for the past 4 years.
Hi there, I'm Lindsay Damian, and I am the modified field hockey coach. I played field hockey in high school. I coached JV field hockey for Herkimer High School, and I have been the modified field hockey coach. This will be my 3rd season. And my assistant coach is Terry Dewey. She has been with me the 2 years before that, and she will be with me again this year for her 3rd year as my assistant coach.
So the field hockey program has a mission to provide student athletes with an opportunity to have fun with a group of teammates while attaining skills and strategies consistent with their level of play, all while maintaining a high level of sportsmanship throughout the season.
One of our goals of the field hockey program is to maintain a consistent program from youth levels to varsity that has a natural progression based upon the age and skills of the athletes. Winning is not the driving force in the youth levels and modified.
Another goal of the field hockey program is the ability for all athletes to increase their skills over the course of the season. This also includes increasing their skills throughout the year, even in the off season. This is one of the reasons why we do the winter league for field hockey that a lot of the girls are involved in. A lot of girls also are involved in, it's called Storm. It's another off season league, just to be able to continue to increase their skill levels.
Another goal of our field hockey program is to allow athletes to learn how to be a positive teammate and practice these skills. So to do that, we use a lot of team building strategies to bond together as athletes.
Our program strives to produce confident, strong, and positive athletes that are leaders in our schools and our communities. Many of our athletes show their leadership skills in other extracurriculars as well as clubs that our school has to offer. Our final goal is to always have tons of fun. These are the years where memories should be made. Through both success and failures, we create bonds that are everlasting. We want all of our athletes to be able to look back at their careers and have a smile on their faces. We thank you for watching, and we are excited for our 2020-2021 season. Thank you.
Hi, this is
it's not recording yet.
It is. Hi.
Okay, go for it, Ronnie.
Welcome. This is the Spencer Candor cross country team staff. I'm Coach Miller. That's to my far right there. She's waving. That's Coach Sagaria. And then one of our modified coaches, Coach McClure.
Hi.
So before the season begins, there is some responsibilities of you parents out there to get done. One, make sure your kids' physicals are up to date. They got to be within the 1 year range, right? Like the season starts in March. Make sure that physical falls within the March to March time. Family ID. Make sure you sign up on Family ID. Make sure you check out Schedule Galaxy, where you have access to where our meets are and the maps of our meets and so forth. And don't forget to sign up for Remind. That is something that we will provide down the road.
All right, when we get into season, cross country is famous for its practices being outside. We're outside no matter the weather. If it's snowing, if it's 10 degrees out, if it's raining, if it's 95 and humid, we're outside every single day. So you need to be prepared for any weather, especially with a tentative start date in March. You're going to have your hats, your gloves, your sweatpants, your sweatshirt, everything warm on for practice every day. Additionally, you need to be on time to practice, because a lot of times our practice starts at the school and then we're somewhere else for an hour and a half. So it's really difficult to find us once we've taken off on our journey for the day. We spend a good amount of time running, and we spend a lot of time with our strength and conditioning coaches in the weight room. So we'll be using the fitness centers a lot to work on our full body conditioning.
But it's not just about running. We also like to play a lot of games, and we do a lot of stuff that helps us become like a really like close-knit group. Everyone on the team is always kind of like a family. And we do a lot more than that too. We also, even besides all the running and the games and everything, we also like to teach the mission and the core values of the school. And a couple of those mission statements are that we will teach valuable life lessons through the participation in sports. And we will teach and inspire teamwork, grit, sportsmanship, and leadership. And we just wanted to go over a couple of our core values, one of which is respect.
RESPECT.
And as we know, that's kind of like the golden rule, treating others as you want to be treated.
Additionally, this is my favorite, is our positive attitude. Cross-country runners are always known to be super enthusiastic and have a ton of energy, which makes this sport, that's why this sport is so awesome. We're enthusiastic, we have high energy, and we're really optimistic every single day, right? No matter how tough the workout is or how tough the race is, we always come through finding the silver lining for the next day.
We also, one of our major core values that we is the competitiveness of it. So, I mean, you don't have to be the fastest runner or the best. It's about being the best that you can be, or being better today than you were yesterday, basically. So your goal is to run faster your next meet than you did previous meet. That's a big deal. So you could run it in 20 minutes or 25 minutes, as long as you're doing the best you can. And it's fun.
So fun.
Wicked fun.
We look really forward to seeing you. We have a tentative start date for cross country of sometime in March.
Mhm.
So we look forward to seeing you then. Please, 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 if you are in the buildings or if you're watching this virtually or remotely, try to get in contact with one of your coaches before then so we can get you ready with some preseason running. So you're ready for March. So you don't come out of the winter not having done anything, okay?
Any COVID questions? Please hold off. We don't have those answers. So in time, when we find out stuff, y'all will know.
Can't wait for cross country. See you in March.
Hi, I'm Jesse Buck.
Nick Petrie. Jay McIntosh.
We're the coaches for the Spencer Vanetton and Candor combined wrestling team. We wanted to make this quick video just to give you an idea of what's going on during this crazy time.
At this point, we are looking at a January 4th start time, but that is not set in stone. When we get to an area where we're going to know more about it, we will let you know. But at this point, we wanted to get you guys out there and start doing some conditioning. Both Spencer and Candor have conditioning coaches that are there, and along with us. For varsity, that is going to be January 4th, but for modified, that will not be until the end of February. That does not mean you can't come out and start doing some conditioning with us.
Just like Coach McIntosh said, they gave us a tentative start date of the 4th, but due to the nature of our sport of wrestling, we're still very much playing that by ear on whether or not we'll be starting then or not. Regardless, we are able to start some off-season workouts, mainly weightlifting and some conditioning that we have begun on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, beginning at 4 p.m. Now, this is going to be dependent upon which group you're in, which day that you go on. Either you're with the Alpha group or the Omega group, and you'll be assigned 2 of those days. But at least this way, we're getting out, we're able to see each other, we're able to update each other on what's going on, and more than anything, we're just able to meet face to face and get that team interaction that we've been missing.
Yeah, so same things happen over at Candor. You guys can sign up with Coach Jesse Williams over there, get involved. And as soon as you guys can get on to the Remind, we can start to plan a little better, link up. We'd like to be there as well, involved, get to see you guys, get to know you guys, and really hammer out, what our goals are and expectations are for the season.
Yes, just like Coach Petrie said, it's going to be very important for everybody to get signed up on Remind. This is how we're going to be updating everybody with what we learn as far as updates for the season, restrictions, guidelines, and everything like that, or planning special events, workouts, anything like that. So make sure that you get signed up on that so we're able to stay in touch.
Thank you, guys. Have a great night.
I would like to welcome you to our virtual Meet the Coaches Night. We have a great staff, and I'm excited to work with all of these gentlemen. This year we have myself and Ron Miller as varsity coaches. We have for JV coaches, Boyd Andrews and David Swayze. Our modified coach from Candor is Michael Siegel, who is new to the program. And our modified coach at SVE is Levi Howe.
Hi everyone, it's Coach Nicole Ramos here, and thank you for tuning in to the session about varsity girls golf, and I'm excited to have you here. So I just made a little PowerPoint just to keep me on track with a few things that I want to go over. Again, everything's so up in the air and so hard these days that I understand that the stresses of life are definitely happening, but I am getting excited that we could possibly have a little season this year. So anyway, I've missed you guys, and I hope that you're collecting friends to join us on the team, and I hope we get to be together soon. So thank you for joining again. I am going to screen share a couple things to just go through. So again, if you don't know me, my name's Nicole Ramos, and I teach at the elementary school, and I am the SVEC varsity girls golf coach. And last year would have been my first season, and we kind of know how that went. So we got started a little bit. It was great to get to know some of you girls and get started on learning golf, but it's going to be exciting to get back into it and hopefully back to normal soon. So we might have Mr. Briggs join us as a volunteer coach whenever he can. So yeah. So I first want to talk about equipment. I know sometimes it's daunting to look at sports that need quite a bit of equipment for you to use, but my dad and I have been collecting bags and clubs so that student athletes do not have to commit to purchasing their own clubs unless they feel compelled to, or unless you have your own and obviously would like to use those. So if you do end up borrowing equipment from the program, you're going to sign it out. I'm going to kind of keep track of what equipment you are borrowing, and you essentially can use it until you leave the team. Okay, so if that's as a senior, or if that's another reason you leave the team, you'll be able to use that equipment all the way up through. So you kind of get used to the equipment that you're using. Okay, you are responsible for its care throughout the season, and if you do want to keep it over the summer, you can, with the expectation that you'll be coming back to the team the next season. If you already own your own clubs, you can store them with the team equipment during the season if you would like to, so it doesn't have to come back and forth. Okay, just a little bit on some player conduct. I do have all my players sign a contract prior to the season. Being a part of a sports team is a commitment, okay? I do expect golf to be fun, and I really want it to be a place where you enjoy coming and learning, but it is a commitment. Okay, so I do expect certain things out of you, and you're going to expect certain things out of me. Okay, so it's definitely a back and forth kind of thing. Players must be eligible to play based on academic performance. So please make sure you're staying on top of your academics, especially kind of during this hybrid model, right? Make sure if you need help, you're asking for help. If you need help on any of that, please let me know. School comes first. You're a student athlete. And then players will be held accountable for their choices during school, practice, and matches. And that kind of goes without saying. I really don't think we'll have any issues, but please make sure you are reading and being aware of the contract. In terms of practices, a lot of this may change depending on what happens in the next few months, obviously, but practices will occur after school. I was running practice about 3:15 to 5 o'clock at the middle school last year when we started the season. Those times, again, are subject to change depending on bus availability to take us to Catatonk and weather. Okay, so Catatonk Golf Course is our home course, and that is out in Candor. So we do have to be mindful of things like that. Players are expected to be at practice to earn match play and must be in school to practice. So again, you're making a commitment. It is a shortened season, so we will be focused on learning and having fun this year. So again, my biggest goal is to really be mindful that we get to have fun together, but also be learning and growing in so many ways as well. In terms of matches, players are responsible for their etiquette on and off the course to represent themselves and our program with dignity and respect in all that we do. That really comes first and foremost to me, okay? I don't care if we are all-star golfers or not, we are going to have the best character out there, okay? So be helpful and kind and understanding and really put our best foot forward. Players must ride the bus to all matches. So if you miss the bus, you will not be playing in the match. Players may be signed out by their parents to leave after a match. Permission to leave with someone besides your the player's family needs to be pre-approved. And that's just for everyone's safety and kind of for keeping everybody accounted for and safe. So I would really like those to be pre-approved if something comes up that you need to leave with someone else. So hopefully I've touched on most of the things I wanted to. Obviously, there are probably going to be some regulations in terms of masks and things like that. I always would love you guys to kind of get on some body weight workouts if you can. I know I shared quite a bit of stuff in the Schoology page. So if you're thinking that you're going to get involved with golf, make sure you contact me and I will link you to that. And things like that. So anyway, the start date for spring sports looks like it's going to be around April 19th. Fingers crossed. So that mark your calendars for that. But I will leave you with this short little video that I just found that kind of just sums up everything I want to be a role model for and kind of just leave you with some inspiration here.
This is for every girl who's ever been laughed at or told she doesn't belong.
This is for every girl who's been told she's too loud, too quiet, too this or too that.
This is for every girl who thinks her body isn't good enough.
This is for every girl who feels she doesn't fit in.
This is for every girl who's been told that success and kindness are two different things.
This is for every girl who's been told to give up.
This is us crushing it for you, so you can crush it for the next girl.
So again, if you guys need anything or want to talk through anything or want to know more about the team and how to get involved, I would love to hear from you. So here's my email. It's nramos at obviously our school web address. And this Remind is actually the same Remind that I set up last year. The name of it I changed so that it reflects that we're the SVEC team now. So it's just SVEC GGOLF. And you're going to text that to 81010 if you want to be on that Remind, okay, to stay up to date on the different announcements that I'll post to that. Okay, so that was pretty much all I had for you guys. And like I said, I look forward to hearing from you, and I'll be excited what our season has to hold this year. But important dates are April 19th. So put that on your calendar. And like I said, practice times and things like that are probably subject to change. So we'll kind of play that stuff by ear. If I do hear from you guys, I can add you to the Schoology page, and there are a lot of things on there that I would love you girls to review and kind of just revisit in terms of just some videos and some kind of mindset stuff in order to really put your best foot forward when it comes to actually coming together for our physical season. There are also opportunities in terms of going to the weight room and things like that. So if that is something that you're interested in, let me know. I know that a lot of you might feel more comfortable doing like body weight workouts at home. I will get those from the trainers and kind of post those to Schoology in a folder. I think that'll probably be the best for us. You guys know I told you last year that I committed to doing 30 minutes in the morning every day. So if you kind of need that push to kind of, you know, get up and do something before school, I'd be more than happy to come up with kind of a routine for you or help you out with that kind of mindset shift. So there's a lot of things we can do in the meantime, but I thank you for logging on, and I hope to see and hear from you soon. And I hope this video finds you safe and healthy. Bye.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kevin Jester. I'm the golf coach. We're really looking forward to this year, and I have a good feeling that we are going to be able to get the season in, being that it is later in the year. We've had some great practices this summer with some newer players, and we've got a couple other players coming back from last year that have been in the program for years. So we really look forward to having some success with the younger players and the older players coming together this year. Feel free to email me if you have any questions about anything. There are plenty of spots on the team. If you know anybody that wants to play, it's a lot of free golf and a lot of fun. That's it. Have a good day, and I look forward to the season.
Hello, bowlers and parents and guardians. My name is Michael Siegel, Mr. Siegel in the classroom, and I will be the varsity boys and girls bowling coach this year. I'm very excited for this opportunity. I bowled back in high school 7 years ago. I'm a new teacher at Candor. This is my first full year, and I think this coaching experience is going to be a really good way to get to know the students and work with them. So I've just got a couple of short slides with some information about the upcoming season. So the start date for bowling, the tentative start date is Monday, January 4th, 2021. That's as of today, December 8th. That's been our plan for the past month or so. Hopefully that stands. We've got less than a month to go, and hopefully we'll start practices then. So all students who would like to participate in bowling must sign up on Family ID. The link can be seen right there in my slideshow. If you need me to send a copy of this slideshow, please let me know. In addition to that, all sports schedules can be found on Schedule Galaxy, and you can see the link right there. For bowling, we don't have our schedule just yet, but it will be out shortly. Then more information can also be found on our school's athletic webpage with the link for the Weebly website. Let's talk about physicals. Currently, any students who participated in a school sport last academic year, there is a waiver. They do not need to get a physical. But for seventh graders and anyone who did not participate in the sport last year, they must get a physical before playing. And the school district will not be offering these in person. So they have to get these done by private practice. If you have any questions about physicals, please contact the high school nurse, Sarah Bast. Her contact information is below. Again, anyone who did not play a sport last year or seventh graders will definitely need a physical. So if you have questions, please contact the school nurse. Another thing I want to talk about is the code of conduct and AAP. So we do have a student athlete code of conduct, and it goes hand in hand with our athletic handbook, that our students are expected to behave in a certain manner. It is a privilege to be playing sports, especially this year, and we do have core values that we follow. So respect goes a long way with me. Students, the bowlers are going to have to respect the bowling alley, their teammates, their coaches, their opponents. I know bowling is a sport that, you have your ups and downs. I expect everyone to be a cohesive unit, have a good attitude, and just always go to the bowling alley looking to improve their game and work with their teammates, get to know their teammates, and have a good time. We want the students to have an awesome time participating in bowling. And then the other thing I want to mention, which I have to really emphasize, is the AAP, the Academic Accountability Program. This program really ensures that our students are putting their academics first. If they are not performing in the classroom or remote learning this year, they will not participate in bowling. They will not get to bowl in practices, and they will not get to bowl in games. There are two levels of AAP. One first takes away their participation in matches, and kind of gives them a warning. And there's another one that will take them out of the game completely. So if you are a student or you are a parent guardian listening and your student is failing 2 or more classes, they need to work on this before January 4th. In order to participate in bowling, they must have their classes in order. If they need any help, please have them come see me. We can put them on a schedule. We can help them organize their time. I know a lot of students have free time right now at home and they're not using it wisely. So please, please, please make sure your classes are coming first. And for our start date on January 4th, you are doing well in your courses. You need to be passing them. All right. Practices and matches. Our home bowling alley is a Weagle Bowl. Our practice will occur 2 to 3 times a week. At a Weagle Bowl, the bus will leave between 3:15 and 3:30 each day. Players are expected to be at practice each day. It is scheduled. With this being a shortened season, it's important to be at practice every day. So players must be held accountable. If students do not communicate that they are going to miss a practice, what we call no call, no show, they don't let me know that they're going to miss a practice. The first time I'm going to give them a warning. And after that, any other time they will miss the next match. They're going to have to sit out during the match. And then a couple other notes. At this time, our athletic conference has determined that spectators may not attend practice or matches. So this is just what the conference is following, and it will be enforced. So right now, only coaches, official scorers, and players may attend practices and matches. And to conclude, I just wanted to go over some communication. If you ever need to ask any questions or you have any concerns prior to or during the season, please reach out via email at msiegel@candorcs.org. And please have you and your student download the Remind app. When we get into the season, I will have you all sign up for that. as that will be a nice way for me to be able to communicate with both parents and guardians and my bowlers. So with that being said, I look forward to being the coach this year, and I hope to hear from you all soon, and I hope to see you all soon.
Hello and welcome to the virtual meet and greet coaches meeting for the 2021 basketball cheerleading season. We don't know what the season is going to look like yet, but when it does start, our goals are to promote school spirit, support leadership and accountability, and most importantly, to have fun.
Hi, I'm Cliff Pierce. I'm the varsity basketball coach. Welcome to our virtual Meet the Coaches Night.
And I'm Kyle Pierce. I'm going to be doing JV basketball this year.
All right. As I said, welcome to our virtual meeting. We are extremely excited for the season to begin. We are scheduled to start on January 4th. Before we can actually get into practice, there's a lot of things we need to go over. Number one, player conduct. All players will need to sign a contract prior to the season beginning this year. Players must be eligible to play based on academic performance. Remember, school comes first. Players will be held accountable for the choices they make in school, at practices, and games. And player misconduct will result in a loss of playing time or even dismissal from the team based on severity or frequency. We have a nice problem in our district that we have a lot of kids that are interested in playing basketball. And because of that, we usually have to have tryouts. Okay? So our tryout procedures are as follows. Based on sign up and player turnout, tryouts may be needed. I've said that. A maximum of 15 players can be on the roster for both JV and varsity teams. Now that is the past. That may have to change due to the number of kids that we are allowed to have in the gymnasium. So bear with us on that. Player evaluations will take place during the first week of practice. I know in some other districts it's 1 day of practice. You either make it or you don't. In ours, we try to give the kids the benefit of the doubt and see how they perform over several days. Players will not be evaluated solely on their athletic ability. Okay? They must be passing classes and completing work as assigned.
Our practices, they typically occur after school. So the time slots actually change often. So when we get to the season, the schedule will be sent out. Possible times from the past have been 3 to 4:30 for gym time, then 4:30 to 6, 6 to 7:30, and then there's the late one from 7:30 to 9. And depending on what time slot that we're actually scheduled in, 30 minutes before or after might be scheduled for strength and conditioning work with Curtis Mallow, who's our strength and conditioning coach. A big one is players are expected to be at practice each day it is scheduled. So if they're in school, they need to be at practice. A big thing that's important is the no-call, no-show policy that we're doing this year. So basically, if it's a no-call, no-show, meaning they're not at practice and they didn't give any reason why they aren't at practice, that is counted as a no-call, no-show. So with our season being so short, approximately 2 months from start to finish, and playing multiple games a week we really can't have the no call, no shows occur often. So here's what the penalties for that are. So the first time it's just a warning. You'll talk with the coach and possibly the other varsity or JV coach. The second time it happens, they'll miss the first half of the next game that they play. If it happens a third time, they'll miss an entire game. And the fourth time, if it's a no call, no show, that means they're actually going to be most likely dismissed from the team. Again, because the season is so short and games are happening quickly, we're only going to have sometimes 2 or 3 practices a week. So if they're missing multiple practices, that is just showing us that they don't really want to be there. For games, so the players must ride the bus to all games. So for an example, if we have a game on a Friday and they go home after school and they don't come back before the game or before the bus leaves for the game, then they cannot be driven to the game and be allowed to play. They can come to the game, but they will just have to watch and support their teammates. This year is a change. JV games will begin at 5:30 as of right now, and then varsity games will begin after the JV game is over. Also, from what I've been hearing, is the gym is going to have to be cleared after the JV game. Things are going to have to be sanitized, and then you'll be able to come back in the game, back in the gym for varsity games. But right now, it's not looking like there's going to be spectators because there's going to be a limit on the amount of people in the gym. So if anything changes with that, we will let you know. And so that kind of changes our last 2 bullet points here. So if there are spectators, we do ask that the JV players stay for at least half of the game to support the varsity players at the home and away games. And if we do have spectators, parents can sign out their child and they'd be able to take them home, or they can send a note into the school before the day of the game that says that they can go home with another family. Now that cannot happen at a game, so we cannot actually have a phone call and say so-and-so can go home with this family. That actually has to be done through the school offices before the game. As of right now, this is what our basketball schedule is looking like. It has 11 games on there. 6 of ours are away, and 5 of them will be at home. Again, this is subject to change, so anything can kind of throw a wrench into this. But right now, we are scheduled to start January 4th, and our first game will actually be Wednesday, January 13th at Candor. And we will be able to kind of see what's going to happen as we get closer to that time. And the last thing, with everything changing, the easiest way to contact us is to use Remind. So JV has a Remind here on the screen. So if you text that code to 81010, you'll be able to get all the up-to-date information for the JV boys. And on the other side of the screen there, the varsity boys. Again, there's another code for the Remind for that. And again, the stuff's just changing so much that to really be in the loop and up to date, that Remind is the best way. Also email. So my email for the JV team is kpierce@svecsd.org. And for varsity, it's cpierce@candorcs.org. So thank you. And we hope you have a great night and we get to our season soon.
Hello, I'd like to introduce everyone to the Spencer Van Etten girls basketball program. We'd like to start off with our modified coaches.
Hi, my name is Abby Gentili, and I will be the 7th grade girls coach this year. I have coached at the JV and varsity level in the years past, and I am excited to get to work with these young ladies this year.
And I'm Lindsay Damian. I'm the 8th grade girls coach. This will be my 6th year coaching modified for the district, and I'm very excited about working with the girls and preparing them for the JV level.
My name is Jeremy Kastenhuber, and for the last 15 years I've been in the boys program, 4 as the JV coach, and the last 11 as the varsity boys basketball coach. And I made the switch over to the good side of things with the ladies. I'm very excited about what the season can bring for the JV girls, and I hope to see everybody in January.
I'm Justin Cole, and I am the varsity girls basketball coach. I've coached the JV team for the last 4 years, but moved up to varsity this year. We're all looking forward to a good season from everybody. As the season approaches, we're going to have more information, probably another Zoom meeting with parents and students to give you guys some more info about practices and whatnot and when everything's going to happen. But like I said, that'll happen once we get closer to the season. If you guys have any questions, feel free to contact us at the school. Looking forward to working with everybody.
Well, yeehaw! This is Coach Miller here. How y'all doing? Hey, spring's gonna come around, the sun's gonna shine, this COVID's gonna get out of here, and we're gonna play some softball. I hope you're all healthy out there and staying safe. I don't know when the date will be for sure because they're moving things around, but I do believe we'll have a season this year. So I come to school before on Tuesdays and Fridays from 7 o'clock to 8. If any of your daughters want to come in and work out, have them come on in. I'll start hitting in January and throwing in January. So be safe out there. I'm really looking forward to seeing the kids.
Hi everyone, I'm Miss Golden. I am the JV softball coach. This is my 3rd year helping out with the program. I played softball all throughout high school and I played a couple in college. And Mr. Miller here is a really good resource and he's done a great job building the program and I'm looking forward to the upcoming season. Thanks.
Hey guys, I'm Coach Quinn. I'll be coaching modified softball. I've also been helping with the program the last 3 years and just looking forward to the season. Everyone will have to be dealing with Coach Miller here, but we'll get through it.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Thanks so much for viewing. I'm Coach Bennett.
I'm Mr. Tosh. I'm assistant varsity for throwing events.
And I'm Coach Holmes, modified head coach.
And we just wanted to briefly go over some of our classroom, expectations for the track and field team. What I'm going to be doing is I'll just be briefly talking about practices. Who's going to be talking about equipment and gear?
I'll be talking about equipment and gear.
All right. And then Coach Posh, she's going to discuss attendance policy. So we want to really thank you so much for coming out for the team. It's a really good time. And again, we're really glad that you guys came out for the team. Practices typically run Monday through Friday. And at first, when it's cold, we like to get in, get out. They last from 3:10 to 4:30 while the weather's cold. But then as we're able to get outside, we like to extend the practices a little bit longer so that we can do more field events. So practices are usually extended till 5:30. As it gets warmer, we head outside.
Yeah, and equipment is obviously very important to bring like warm clothes when it's cold and to make sure that you have layers for days that it could start cold and get a little bit warmer. So sweatpants, sweatshirts, always bring a water bottle. My advice is to always have your water bottle with you throughout the day at all times. Drink and refill as many times as you can. Good running shoes, very important. And then, for competitions, you're going to want spikes or, better quality shoes for our distance runners.
And in terms of attendance, obviously we want you to be at practice every day and on time, but we understand that there might be some valid reasons why you might miss a practice or be late. So if you are getting academic help, there's after school study hall, or if you're with a teacher, if you have an appointment or a family emergency, those would be acceptable reasons to miss or to be late. We want you to contact us ahead of time. So it should really be easy because Mr. Bennett is in the middle school, I'm in the high school. You have somebody that you can, go to directly and tell us that you can't make practice or you're going to be late and the reason why. And a contact from a parent or a note from a doctor, things like that, a pass from a teacher if you're late, those would be really appreciated as well. So just let us know ahead of time. Communication is really, really important. We can be very reasonable and very flexible as long as we know ahead of time that, you have some kind of conflict. So there's some other things on here. When the season starts, we will be getting this out to all of you. So you'll have your own copy of it. My thing I always say to athletes who are thinking about doing track, there's something for everyone, no matter what your build, height, weight, whatever your strengths and weaknesses, there's an event for you and nobody sits the bench. Everybody participates. So come out, have fun, and we look forward to the season.
All right. Hey, thanks everybody.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Thanks for viewing. Hope to see you soon.
Hi guys, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Coach Hev. I'm the varsity volleyball coach at Spencer Van. This year looks a lot different. I'm really missing volleyball and I'm really missing my girls. I really wish I could be with you all in person for Meet the Parents Night. So I'm just gonna go over the volleyball expectations. My expectations pretty much run from the varsity program all the way down to the modified level. When you sign up on Family ID, you actually are signing a contract on Family ID that you're following your school's code of conduct and that anything consequence-wise past that point is at the coach's discretion. My biggest thing is that you stay eligible. You're a student before you're an athlete. This is the school policy and us coaches have no control over the school policy. If you're failing classes, there are punishments and that will include like missing practices and maybe missing games depending on the severity. You are expected to work hard and participate and be a leader in all of your classes. Next, bullying is not tolerated. This is your only warning, players and parents. Again, this is your only warning. If you are caught bullying someone, athlete or non-athlete, you will have a 3-game suspension and you are required to sit at the game in uniform. The second offense will be termination from the team. Social media. If a player is caught bullying, taunting, harassing, or posting inappropriate pictures in Spencer Van Etten apparel, you will be terminated from the volleyball team. This is your only warning. Playtime. Playtime at the modified level is pretty equal because everyone is still learning the game. Everybody gets in as much as possible at the modified level because we're still learning skills. Playtime at the JV level is not equal. I try to get everybody into every game, but again, it is not equal playtime. At JV, we are going for the win. At the varsity level, playtime is not equal and playtime is not guaranteed. So at the varsity level, I'm playing to win. Practices are not optional. If a player has an excused absence from school, they are excused from practice. If their excused absence is the day before a game, the player cannot start, but you can still play in the game. If the player's absence is unexcused the day before a game, so you would miss school and miss practice the day before a game, unexcused absence, you will not be playing in the game that day. Dressing up. For home games, players must dress up. That means no ripped jeans. You can wear jeans, dress it up with a nice top. If a player cannot play in the game due to the injury, you're still expected to be sitting on the bench with the team, so you're still expected to wear dress clothes or have SVE apparel on. For away games, you must wear an SVE shirt or warm up or something like that. You are provided with a volleyball t-shirt and you're provided with a volleyball warm up, but you can wear any SVE top on away game days. We provide you with black sweatpants, so on away games you're expected to wear black sweatpants or black shorts, but we're not traveling in our spandex to games. So this dress code is just for the JV varsity level for home and away games, and the modified level, the coaches will touch on that with you when the season starts. At the JV and varsity level, you are required to provide black socks and black knee pads for all games. Your jersey and spandex will be provided. Again, your spandex will be covered by sweatpants or shorts when we're traveling to games. If for some reason you can't get black socks or black knee pads, just let your coaches know and I'll take care of it. I'll find a way to get you some, but you have to be wearing black socks and black knee pads for games, so we're all matching. And finally, our most important rule at all levels of the SVE volleyball program is that players must come to the coaches first if there's an issue. So if you're a player and you're wondering why you're not getting a certain amount of play time or you're not playing in a certain position, it is your responsibility to come to the coaches first. We will not talk to parents unless the player has come to us first. So that's just a big accountability piece, especially at the JV varsity level. You girls are old enough to take responsibility and come to your coaches about whatever it is you're having an issue with, and your coaches will try to work it out with you. If it cannot be resolved with the player and the coach, then the parent can get involved. Student athletes are held to a higher standards in school, especially by me, and I expect a lot out of my student athletes. I think that playing sports at any level is a privilege, and any coach's goal should be to teach kids more than just the sport. I want you guys to be productive members of society and teach you guys accountability and responsibility and respect. And I want you guys to have a strong work ethic. Of course, I want you to get better at volleyball, my favorite sport, but I want you to be good people too. So I really hold you guys to a high standard, whether you're a senior or a 7th grader playing volleyball for the first year. If you have any questions, please email me. Some of you have my phone number, reach out to me. I really look forward to the season. And if there are any questions, reach out to me, please. You guys will get to know your JV and modified coaches when the season comes up. But again, my name is Coach Hev, and I'm the varsity volleyball coach. Thanks for watching.